Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Ultimate General Civil War with me, your host, Luckymarine. And it's the campaign with the Union, the Overland campaign. I think this is the push to the sea thing that they did. I don't know. Cold Harbour. Apparently, quite a bad one for the Union. They lost quite a few men to futile attacks. Tomorrow's reinforcements, yeah, that's not going to be a thing, is it? Right flank, left flank. I think the right flank is going to end up holding. And we're going to try and roll the left flank, which is what happened. Confederates dug in very well. And the Union kept rolling around the sides. Eventually. So our left flank is going to be the most people. Right flank can have just the 18. We'll have reinforcements tomorrow. Well, we need reinforcements, do we? Alright, back to camp. Looks like we need 3 corps worth of people. Let's get that skirmisher unit. Get 500 of them, and they can have dispensers, seeing as though we have them in stock.
Yes, sir.
And let's... no, we don't have anyone else. Yeah, we could grab a colonel. Go on then. Just let's make them a little bit more efficient. By a tiny amount. That'll do. These are going to be the ones holding. These are going to be the ones rolling around to the side, and these will come tomorrow. I think I want these into the first call. In some respect. Nah, they'll be fine there. They'll be fine there. That's done. We might as well have this wagon turn up with a load of supply. It looks like it's going to be quite a long battle. So there's no point in keeping money in the bank when we can use it. I can always get this supply back at any time. It's a bit like putting it in the bank, I suppose. So we have like 105,000 locked up in supply. So even though we're not made much, or we don't have much in the bank now, we could if we were to relinquish some of our supply. And we'd never really use all of it, but I think this is going to be a long fight. I think it may be needed. So here we go. Back to the fight. Cold Harbour. We have the 5% for fighting and winning at Gettysburg, the minus 5% for fighting and winning at Muleshoe. We only managed to draw at Brock Road, so we didn't get that. We were taking far too many losses at Brock Road. So, left flank, majority people. Right flank, reinforcements will be 1 unit of uber skirmishers. After the Battle of Gettysburg, Confederate Army of General Lee gradually gave ground whilst we chased him south. Yeah, it's that gradual relinquishing of ground. You fall back, but you fall back into a defensive position, and then you fight, and you bleed their nose until they retreat, and then you retreat even further back. And that gives you the time that they've got to get back to their original point, and further on to you, gives you the time to dig in again. Bloody nose. So, I think I referred to it last time, when I said it was Manstein, that was it. The German commander at the Eastern Front. when he was fighting against the Russians, and it was a controlled retreat that they did. Anyway, repeatedly attacked Lee in an attempt to destroy his army and lay siege to the city of Richmond. Lee's army is progressively getting weaker, but is still holding the northern road leading to Richmond. We tried to swing around his right flank by securing the crossroads at Old Cold Harbour, about 10 miles east of Richmond. They did actually do that. They sent cavalry brigades into the crossroads, and those cavalry brigades secured the crossroads until everyone else caught them. Army detachments repulsed the Confederate cavalry and started to build breastworks. Both armies begin to shift their formations towards these roads. Confederates entrench, preparing to defend their positions. Should they fail, we could break through and march to Richmond. Was Richmond the southern capital? Was that the... I don't know. It seems to be. I think it is. I think it was. It seems weird to have Richmond as a capital. It doesn't. It was probably quite a big built-up city. It was probably one of the biggest cities in the south. But I wouldn't have wanted a capital that close to the front. I don't know. It seems strategically inept. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they didn't have any other options. Maybe it was a symbolic thing more than anything else. Army is shifting, trying to swing Lee's right flank. Again, if you know more than I do, which you probably do, let me know. We're already building trenches near Bethesda Church. Up to this section, thus far, no farther, and quite a lot further actually. We've captured Old Cold Harbour crossroads, and now from this position we are threatening to advance to Richmond. Our infantry detachments are currently building breastworks to secure our new attack base. Right. Oh, it seems it's the Union that attacked the Confederates in this fight, and they do it unsuccessfully a number of times. Grant even said in his memoirs the one thing he regretted was the last attack at Cold Harbour, because it achieved absolutely nothing. Rebels have responded by manoeuvring their forces to defend new Cold Harbour crossroads. You can definitely see the change in strategic attitudes from the start of the conflict to now, and you can see where the fighting style of the First World War came from. Not where it came from, but you know, it's military tactics. It was more. It's more starting to be. Let's dig in. Let's build defensive positions. Let's lower manpower losses by trying to protect them as much as we can. I suppose artillery was starting to become a little bit more dangerous as well. The ranges for rifles were getting longer. Many different aspects. And have entrenched further northeast. Yeah, this just looks like. Yeah. The breastworks extend to Walnut Grove Road, up to Old Church Road, blocking the main road to Richmond. We have to assault and break their defences. We will not be breaking their defences there. Our core detachments control Old Cold Harbour. Road Junction and have prepared breastworks to defend it. Confederates are mobilising for an attack with their infantry. They're attacking into us. What? Really? Was that a thing? Unless the Confederates attacked into the cavalry brigades that were trying to hold out there. They have entrenched the other side of the road, and we could counter-attack to storm their defences. But we are now under strength. We must hold our positions until our reinforcements arrive. Alright, let's have a look. We'll get you up to what will be, I think, defensive position there, there, and there. There'll probably be another one down here. And cannon. This looks like a cannon emplacement. We'll go in the centre. Supplies. Just there. You onto there, you. And you. And you. And you. Now I have seen, we should push up there. Balls. I have seen in a few places where people have said, no, we're not taking that. We'll make, even if it's a draw. No, it's not going to be a draw because it's a battle that lasts a few days. So I think we'll only have to hold on to this point. I have seen it said a few times that defensive positions are a bit crap and that you're better off. Iron Brigade, let's bring you out here. And that you're better off stepping off the defensive position until melee happens, and then jumping onto the defensive position. But we'll see. We still get cover in this field. Cover 115. We'll speed up time a little bit. There we go. It's an impressive range you've got there, Brewster. What have you got? What's Iron Brigade got? Same. Alright. You should have shots on. Yeah, good. That's quite good. Both of them are keeping them out of this cover. They'll still have a little bit of cover, but not as much. Same here. They won't quite have as much cover. We should probably hit them. No, if they switch focus, then we're going to be out in the open. We Fitzhughes Lee's cavalry spotted. Fitzhugh. Oh no. No, I'm gonna need you to switch fire. To Wickham. To Wickham. I'm gonna need you to switch fire to the Wickham. There we go. To Wickham. Yeah, we're going to need you down here. And we're going to need you running. Nope, switch fire. Right, then we'll try hit here. But they'll swing around here. Can almost guarantee it. We should probably have put our full strength core in here. But you live and learn. Or not, as the case may be. Right, you switch fire over to them. What am I going to do here? Spread too thin. We're just gonna have to trust that Loomis can keep this sorted. That's a charge. Uh-oh. Iron Brigade have absolutely no idea what I'm doing to him. It's like, do you want me over here or over there or... Like, I don't know. I don't know. I want you in all the places. You switch fire to low max. You're a melee, which means that Iron Brigade can shoot over you. I need you in there. I think they might break soon. Oh, this is bad. Alright, Iron Brigade. Let's see if you can switch to here. Yeah, we should definitely have had the full strength core in here first. I thought they were going to give us the entire battlefield, but no, they've done it in stages, which they have done for a few times. They've done it. This isn't the first time they've done it. Let's bring you off that defensive position. Let's turn you around to try and get into them. Let's try and rout Watford. Let's us try not to die. Why are you not firing into them? I will never know. Alright, back on the position. Nope. Right, that's looking alright. We'll position Iron Brigade over here. We'll try and get these cavalry to do one if we can. Nope, switch fire. And you. My word. Nope. Fire them. Alright, so you turn them away. Switch fire. He's just counting me away there. Detach skirmishers. Put skirmishers on the flank to try and guard Loomis's flank here. Put Iron Brigade back into the centre. I will use the skirmishers to keep these guys safe. Alright, so they've been turned away. Nope. I don't think the Iron Brigade will be able to fire through this gap, but they have been able to. That's good. That's good. Let's turn off Double quick for you. You must be exhausted by now. Yeah. Can you fire into them? Can you get them turned away again? Excellent. Oh, there's another cav unit down here somewhere. Fairly certain of that, however. I think we're going to be needed to support this. There's a lot of people up here. In comparison to what we have. And let's pull you up here. And skirmishers. Looks like Humphrey's gonna try turn our flank. I would like it if they didn't. Here a minute. Yeah, that makes sense, I suppose. Let's get you just into these woods. Yeah. Right, so it's getting into position while getting fired at. I don't want what happened to Martin here to happen to the Iron Brigade. That's why I tried to move them around in a bit of an arc instead of just marching up along the line, which is what Martin did. Exposes his flank to this fire here. I don't want to expose. Oh, hook. Not the range. We'd have the range, but if nothing else, we're deterrent. And if these guys move in to engage Brewster, we can get crossfire in. Fall you back. Okay, hull trenches, our reinforcements arrive. Oh, sweet Jesus. They have been needed. Sorely needed. Right. Franklin, get yourself on there. Greg, I'm going to need you in the centre. And Hubbard, and Walton, and Keyes. Just get yourself in the centre and we will deal with you when you get there. Garfield and Semmers, are you down here? Still wary of one coverage that was playing around down here. Looks like Terry's off on a charge. Let's try and dissuade him from that. Oh, Parton as well. Go on, Iron Brigade. Let's get you a little bit further forward. How are you blocked here? Switch fire on to course. Are we still in range of Brewster? We are. Okay. So we're implying some morale buffs on him. All I need to do is hold. Yep. We just need to hold them here and... Oh, nearly knocked my tea over. We just need to hold them here until... what was it? What was the cannon? The specific emplacements for cannons? I don't know, it's going to bug me now. But yeah, specific emplacements for cannons. These kind of works. For them to open up, and they are at the right distance, it would appear, that when this descends into melee, they engage canister, or it's within canister range, which is a far cry from, I think it's the first or the second fight that you had, where you pull back and you pull back and you pull back into that fort, and they had the cannon works in front of the main breastworks. I was like, I'm not putting my cannons in there, that's just asking for trouble. As bad as it would be in this situation, I'd also like to see an element of friendly fire. It'd make the game harder, but you'd have to think about things. You'd have to put cannons in between gaps in your main line. But I think if that was to be a thing, you'd have to be able to control, because from this position, smoothbore howitzer, yeah, with ball and shell, it would take such a trajectory that it would clear the front lines. Canister wouldn't. But if you had them in a position here between the two lines, with nobody in front of them, then you could engage canister, but it would make your line weaker. And I'd like to see that kind of player-controlled trade-off between, do I make my front line weaker in order to encompass the cannons and being able to get canister fire downrange, or do I preserve my cannons to put them to the back row, and do I just activate shell and or ball but deactivate canister? Something like that. I think that's what grand strategy players want. They want a little bit more control. They always want more control. They're a bit weird like that. I don't think it'd add too much. I don't think it'd detract too much from the game itself. And its historical nature. Because, well, it had to be a consideration back then, didn't it? We'll sweep around with these skirmishers. Probably put them through the cover of these woods. Poke these defences, see if there's anyone on them. I'm sure there is. I doubt we're going to counter-attack. But we'll see. If we can, we probably will. If we can't, no great shakes. Chew, let's get you down here. And we'll swap out the 12 pounders for the 24 pounders. Our right flank is under attack. Oh no. Wait, what? Chickamauga. Yeah, that Yeah. Anyway, that line there. What was I about to say? About men stumbling over each other. And Chickamauga, what was the reference? Ah, it's going to bug me now. Anyway, onwards. We're continuing to shift our army towards Old Cold Harbour. The Confederates are responding by reinforcing and entrenching their right flank. And that's what it was. It was one flank moved, or one side moved to try flank the other, and then the other one would try flank, so that the whole battlefield just moved along one line. Our formation is overstretched and fragile at Shady Grove. Rebels know that and they seem to mobilise for an attack. We must delay them until reinforcements arrive, and we shall fortify behind Shady Grove Road in order to prepare our main assault on the right flank. At this point I think Lee was suffering from a heart attack? Or chest pains at the very least. So he was kind of bedridden. And he identified the amount of... he identified that the Union were weak. They pressed themselves against the Confederates. And had taken crippling losses, really. And the morale was shattered. But he didn't have any officers that he trusted enough to counterattack. Let's try and fill out these guys. Well, that was a horrific noise. Rookies, yeah, you'll do. Walton, again, rookies will do. Brewster, oh, I took some losses there. Did it really take this many losses? It's a lie. It's all a lie. Alright, okay. Well, they're needed. I think this battle's going to last for a while, therefore we'll make sure we're up to strength. None in the shop. And we'll give you the rest of that supply. Okay. So, filled everyone back out. Good. I don't think we've taken that many losses, but evidently we had. Let's swap. Can we not swap these out? I'd like to switch these over now. Anyway, let's go. Confederates hold the passage to Old Church Road, and if we secure it, we could drive them away from the battlefield today. Support defensive position they've got there. Our temporary fortifications at the wood near Magnolia Swamp have been targeted by enemy. We are going to abandon these positions soon because the Confederates are becoming too strong in the area. What? But why? There's no defensive terrain to pull back to. We're guarding this section of Shady Grove with a few brigades to delay the Confederate advance. Our reinforcements arriving from the northwest will take up positions at Bethesda Church and begin fortifying it in the next hour. This is a good defensive position, though. This is all marsh. They're going to take ages trying to get across this marsh to us. General will be cautious, trying to inflict casualties on the enemies. We cannot afford too many losses before our main attack. Well, yeah, fair one, but still. Let's get you just there. That's how you run it. Sackett and straight. Where can we put you? There's no defensive positions to put you. You can just sit where you are. Do we pull a little bit further back? Just into the cover. I don't know why Griffin needs to be around here. What is... yeah. His front does stretch all the way to this point. Okay, yeah, fair enough. I think Barton's going to be spare. Right, who has the range? What weapons do we have? Everyone's got Harper's Ferries down here. Still with the Harpers. Still with Harpers. Yep. Harpers everywhere. Alright. So none of us got an extra 50 yards of range. That's not a thing. Oh, hello. I think we'd have more cover in the wood. Cover bonus 70%. Yeah, we'd have more cover in the woods. Yeah, so why bother being on the defensive position if we're going to have more cover in the woods? Detach skirmishers from you and let's press you into this position here, just in case we get hit just in that gap. Again, move off the prepared position. Again, let's move off the prepared position. Once we're on the position, we're spotted. When we're not on the position, we're not spotted. I think it's because they expect you to be there. So if you leave it, then you leave it, I suppose. And they can't see you anymore. It made sense in my head. Let's pull you a little bit further back. And let's press you right to the edge there. Ah, there we go. That's why we've been spotted. Once these guys are in range of these... Oh, nope. Alright, skirmishers on the defensive positions. I will put you two very close together so we can take out Lily whilst he's trying to trudge his way across marsh. Did a lot of my training on Dartmoor and it's a little bit terrible. Doing anything on marsh, doing anything, oh, well, especially carrying weight. Fairly horrific. Anyway. How's Lily? Lily, how have you got the range to get to me there? When do you got those woods? Run it. We can take out early here. Want you firing on them? If you can. Well, we can't see anyone. This isn't ideal, but it's well, 2 to 1, I suppose. Where it's secured at Magnolia Woods. Define secure. Yeah, fall back. How is this still Confederate? Alright, bottom. Let's get you moving. Let's get you into the pointy end of the action. You into them. You and you. Let's turn Evans away with a bit of canister. How are you flanked? Right, so we're out of them. I need you to hold. Manson, I need you to hold. No, not charge. This is getting dragged out of position, getting dragged out of cover. That needs work. Hobson isn't really being used. Let's push Hobson into that gap there. And you there. Alright, so you are firing into the right people. Good. How is this still contested? How is this not flipped back to us? Do we have to get right on top of it? Would appear we do. And you get back into cover. Yep. Skirmishers, let's pull you away a little bit so you don't get in the way. Let's put you here. When you're into the cover of these woods. Can you fire at Terry from there? They might be able to. Cannons, let's try take out Ellie if we can. This is where you need rifled, barreled cannons. Major General Schimmelfennig is wounded. Phew, wow. No, what are you doing? What is this? Turn yourself back around. You fool. Nothing seems to be happening down here. Alright, switch fire onto him. And let's just press out a little bit. We'd have to run. Oh, they've seen us. So they'll turn to face. They won't have the range, but let's try and draw them out of these woods. Nope, back on that. Hobson, I wish you'd stop marching around. Again, nothing happening down here. Nothing is happening down there, is it? Might be an opportunity. We'll push, skirmishers out, and we'll evaluate what's going on. Again, let's push you right up to the edge of that cover. Reinforcements begin to fill our left flank. Oops. Good. Yeah, we need all of you. Let's get you off the edge of the map before you end up vanishing. There's only 1100 down here. We might be able to turn that flank. And we might be able to do it with both of these guys, both Woods and Ashmore. Oh, no. Still, it's a fairly weak unit. Not a fan of splitting my forces like this, but... Right, they've seen us down here. Proceeding to the next day. What? It's only 8 o'clock in the evening time? In June? Sun doesn't go down until about 12 o'clock. My word. And that's going to be it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. We'll proceed with the next day in the next iteration. Our right flank has been stabilised. Now we are ready to initiate a full attack to their right flank. Their breastworks are becoming stronger each day, so we must be decisive today and break them before they become impenetrable. Indeed, they must have learnt from the Battle of Muleshoe, where it's like, well, let's not give them too much time to dig in, otherwise it's going to be horrific. We'll go to camp, we'll fill out some brigades if we can, and then we'll leave it there. Fitzhugh? Nope. Just don't have the money for it, do we? Also, we need to put someone in charge here. You'll do as an interim measure. In fact, let's put a colonel in charge. 2 ranks higher, get a little bit more efficiency, a little bit more command. Everson. Yeah, we're running out of Harper's Ferry. Do what? What other rifles do we have? Oh. Oh, Harper's Ferry. Harper's Ferry. Yeah, we're mainly lacking rifles, really. We have the money to free up if we need it. Lemon. Lol. Yeah, we just start with the rifles to give people. I don't think you can swap out the rifles mid-battle. You can add people to them, but you can't change their equipment. Okay. Anyway, I've been Luckymarine. As always, you lot have been amazing. Join me next time for the next day Battle of Cold Harbour. Until then, do take care.